Welcome to the Coterie Club Podcast, where we geek out over the consumer podcast. We're huge fans of the professional comedians Greg Warren, Tim Convey, and Sean O'Brien are the hosts of the Consumers Podcast, which is what we talk about. Don't worry, though, we're not comedians. But if we accidentally make you laugh, well, we'll just call it accidental genius. My name is Nathan. I'm your unofficial host. With me, Amy Coates,
Howdy.
the one who actually does the homework, and Mookie Blaylock,
Hello.
our in-house ball cap aficionado and expert. Everybody, welcome back. It's been a while.
And a hot little bit.
Yeah. Hey, I just
It's
wanted to, before we start though, just want to make sure that in case somebody has to go to the bathroom, use the facility that you're free to do that.
I just hold it all the time. I don't want to upset anybody.
Okay. I just wanted to get that out of the way.
So, in addition to having the right to charge my phone, I have the right to use the restroom.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know if
absolutely
that's
not.
I don't know if that's a good tagline, but the other one is. And
I have
now
the
that you
right to powder
said
my
that,
nose.
oh, there you go. Yeah. And now that you said that, we talked about that on the previous podcast, but we knew about it because we've been listening to this and we're in the mix of this. But if you go back, they didn't really explain it. We know the
Yeah.
explanation, but
hmm
like this is the one where they actually explained it more in detail as to the charging of the phone. And Sean's
Right.
right, as an Android. I don't know though, personally. I am a little bit of a snooty person when it comes to my phone. Um, I'm an iPhone guy.
When that
Mhm.
text turns green, I have a visceral reaction every time. Every time. I'll send somebody a text and it turns green, and I just go, oh, green text.
So I
Oh,
was the lone holdout in my family for a lot of years as the Android
You're the
user.
problem, Amy. You're the
yes,
problem.
I am
You're the
not
one that
anymore.
you're the
I
one that
drank.
turns all the group chats green. Nobody likes you.
Hey! Give me. You didn't let me finish. I drank the apple juice or the apple Kool-Aid and finally switched over.
okay.
And to be honest, they're not that much different.
Yeah,
But my
once you really
family
get
was
into it,
but my
once you really
family
get
was
into
complaining
it,
about the green bubbles too. So
they're not that much different. And if you know a lot about tech, you can customize a lot more stuff with an Android than you can with
yes.
Apple because they protect a lot of they protect as far as getting into the system. I don't know a whole lot about how to do it, but I do know that they protect getting into the system a lot better than Androids do. So if you like to be able to customize things and move stuff around, Android's definitely the better way to go. But I mean, Apple has done something to our collective brains as a society because nobody likes the green text.
Nope.
And it's
I know.
just marketing. It's just
It's straight
marketing.
up. Yeah.
Did
Well,
I
I'm
hear
I'm
that? I feel like I heard they were going to start changing it to being them all being blue or something, that they were going to
so
do something about that.
so here's what they've done. It used to be that if Nathan had an iPhone and I had an iPhone and you had an Android, we could not be in a group messaging chat together. We could
yeah.
be in a group text chat, which uses text messaging and uses that
Right.
standard messaging system, which iMessage uses the internet. So
Okay.
with iMessage, Nathan could be in China, I could be in Thailand, you could be in Mexico, and we could all text one another because we're using the internet and we're not using the standard messaging system over the cellular airwaves.
Right.
If you
Okay.
had an Android, you could not be in an internet based group message with other iPhone users. They have changed that now to where Androids can be included in those messages. They can be included in group chats. You can name the group chats. They've got all that stuff collected together. It's still green to show that it's not Apple, and it's probably still using SMS and not a lot of internet. But they did make that change, which has been very beneficial for a lot of people because there were a lot of friends that, I mean, people just weren't letting their friends into group chats. Like, you're my best friend, but you cannot be in this group chat because your text is green.
So what you're saying is bullying doesn't stop in high school.
It
No.
doesn't. It doesn't.
No.
It goes forever. Forever and
I,
ever and ever. Just ask Greg Warren. He's still pushing people into lockers.
I know locker
It's
room stuff. I love my nephew very much, and he's hilarious. But I sent a group message between him and his brother, and I sent out a text because they were coming in to visit us, which was very
Hmm.
nice of them to do. But I was like, I said the group between them two. I'm like, hey guys, just want to know where you guys are at because they're coming from Illinois down here to Kentucky, and all of a sudden when I sent the message, it was green. I'm like, who is it? And I had to think about it. I'm like, it's
You
got
got
to
to
be.
figure out. You got to figure out who it is. You got to
Oh,
figure
I
out
know.
pinpoint
I knew
this person.
exactly who it is. Here's the reason why. Because this kid, he's hilarious because he's just the anti, like, whatever establishment. When he was in high school, he would sit over on his side of the stadium and he would wear the opposite team shirt
Just
Oh,
to
just
be
to be a
contrarian.
contrarian.
just to be a contrarian. Yeah, like he had
Jinx, you
like
owe me a coat.
yeah, there you go. So that's just him. So he's a great kid, but cracks me up. Just he told me that, and I'm like, once he told me that, and I sent that group message, I'm like, I know who has it, and I just asked him, and so yeah, I roasted him after that. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? Why do you have that?
Well, see, what's really funny is I'm surprised that my husband has an Apple because I call him the anti-conformist. He's not just a non-conformist, he's an anti-conformist. Like if you tell him too many times that he should do something, he won't do it. To this day, he will not learn how to play euchre because so many people told him he needed to because he lives in Indiana.
I
He
mean,
absolutely will
that's
not.
just blasphemous. Not
I
learning how to
know.
play euchre.
And I even told him, I said, the game itself, the thought put into it, the strategy, you would really enjoy. And he's, nope, no way, because everybody told him he should do it. So I lived with another of your nephew.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Well, that reminds me of my good friend Aaron because he is complete contrarian, but he is a Lego fanatic, and he's the one that when I was a kid had all the sets. Like I heard that Mookie has a few sets as well, and
I do, and we're gonna get it. We're gonna get into them a little bit. We're gonna have Mookie's hat corner, and then we're also gonna have Mookie's Lego corner today. Maybe Lego corner before the hat corner. But before we get into that, I'd like to talk a little bit about talk speaking of making somebody outsiders and being bullied. Nickerson comes in hot at the start of this. No, we're talking about the cut that out because that's the Pringles episode. Um, uh,
retake.
let's
But yes,
reset
I do
that.
have that in my notes.
I had that in my notes too. Let's reset
Yeah.
that. Um, let's see. Let me go. Let me get back. Well, we'll get to my Legos in just a minute. We'll probably get to Legos before we get to my hats today. So I'll have a couple of different corners. I don't mean to take corners from everybody.
Well, have you
But
ever tried pond water before, though?
I've not tried. I've had that liquid IV though before because when I officiate football, a lot of my buddies that officiate football with me, they like to drink that liquid IV. But I've never seen it look like it looked in Sean's bottle today.
Yeah.
Well,
It's usually I've had several flavors and none of them turn any color, much less pond water color. They all seem to be clear. That I've
It looked like pure algae.
well,
Yes.
I thought it was AG1, like it was like a product placement. Honestly, I did. Like even the second time because I had forgotten about it, I thought, oh, is this like his uh thing that where he's gonna be like, we're sponsored by AG1 now? Like, what are you drinking, Sean? Well, I'm drinking AG1. No, he's looking liquid IV, and it's like that's not an advertisement for liquid IV whatsoever. Like, Sean, what
It
were you really drinking?
it
But
looked
you know
like
what's
it looked like a pool that somebody had covered over for the winter, and then they opened it up in the spring, and it was all green.
Uh,
right? Well, and I had noticed in episode 4, it was all about Olipop. And so like Sean has a thing that we'll see more as the episodes go on of a new drink obsession. Like, oh, I'm doing this because I think at some point he
yeah.
does get to AG1, and at some point, but it's funny because it was Olipop a couple episodes ago, and now it's AG or now it's Liquid IV, and
That was the Southwest episode. I didn't have that in my notes.
yeah, I
That's
have
a
a
good
whole
catch.
list of running themes and inside jokes.
I like Olipop actually.
I've tried it, but
Just one. I think there's just one flavor that I like. So, um, but yeah, I mean, we do know why Sean does have the right to charge his phone now. as well.
He
Right.
does have the right to charge his phone, and you have the
So,
right to charge your phone. And everyone watching this has the right to charge their phone. It is your God-given right
yeah,
as an
Coterie
American.
Club members
As an
unite. We
American,
all have a right. My fellow
you're a
Coterie
member of the
members.
Coterie. You're a member of you're a member of America. Charge your phone. I'm charging my phone right now. Right
Actually,
now, I'm charging.
that was my
Even
next question. Who's charging their phone right now?
mine's on the charger too.
Okay.
And even Android users have the right to charge their phone.
Well,
Oh, even so. Even so.
I mean, maybe
Some-
less right, but right.
I did have a problem where I couldn't charge my phone, but that's because I kept it in my pocket so much, and so the lint builds up in the little charge port, and so I had to take it over to the local place, and they had to dig all that stuff out of there. So
That's a common problem. There's
It
been a
is.
lot of people. There's been a lot of people spend a lot of money to take their phone into like a U-break iFix or
Yeah.
something like that, and they just take a hook and dig the lint out of there like a belly button. You ever dig lint out of your belly button? It's kind of
That's
nasty.
a nice visual. Thanks.
thanks. Yes.
Mm,
At
yeah.
least we're
like
not
you just
talking about
stuck
like
with a hook on your
Cheesecake
finger.
Factory, let's talk,
At least it's not a food episode, so I
Right,
suppose we
exactly.
can talk about that. That took a turn.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe we should just make this a practice episode like the guys did before, and then nobody ever sees it. That was one of the big comments that I saw. I scrolled through the YouTube comments when I was watching this episode, and
Yeah.
people were like, "Release the practice episodes. We want to see them." I'd love to, and I would like to see them too. I'd love to see the episode that Greg took to Nate, and Nate was just like, "Nah, we're not
Right?
doing that."
There may
Yeah,
there
they
may
need a
be
whole
some parts.
outtake episode.
Yeah, well, outtakes maybe have to be on Patreon. I'll be honest with you on that one.
Might not be Nate friendly.
No, I don't think so. But Greg did give. Yeah, I already said this before that that about that Sean was right about like Terry Porter. So actually, Greg did say that Sean was right about Terry Porter, and
We
he
talked about that
apologized.
last episode, didn't we?
Yeah, I did because I said he was right about that. Like I researched it myself, and then Greg is saying the same thing. Like, he was right. I'm sorry.
You know what else was Sean was right about is the beard that he was sporting in this episode. He had a little bit of he had a little bit of scruff going on. Go back and look at it. He's got a little scruff. He's got a little beard, and I'm digging it. This face needs a beard. There's not going to be a time where this face that you're looking at right here doesn't have a beard. And whenever I see a beard on a man, I kind of dig it. I get in my feels about it because I think it's manly. I think it looks good.
My wife
And
likes my beard.
Sean looked good in his beard. He had that beard, and I don't think he has it right now. At least he didn't have it. I know he didn't have his beard when we went to the live taping in Nashville.
Oh yeah,
he
Let's
didn't
talk
have
about
it
that.
then.
We have some pictures that we're gonna put right around here. Where
Have we not talked
Amy,
about this yet? Is this the first
No.
time we've talked about it?
No, this is our first time. So good segue there.
Amy gets to be an Android user again and be left out because she did get to go. But then we did have Flat Amy. Do you still have Flat Amy? I think I sent her home with you.
Hold on.
I'm so excited. I'm so glad she survived the trip.
Me too.
I really did work hard to get her laminated. Check her out.
Yeah, there you
Thank
go.
you.
Flat Amy did in spirit attend the live taping of a podcast that already come out. We'll talk about that when it comes out, but it was awesome being there. It was awesome meeting you, Mookie. I never met you in person, so that was awesome to see you and hang out, there and talk to the guys and get pictures.
And we had such a great time. There were so many people there. Sharon Lloyd was there, Jody was there. Jody was there, who's one of the admins of the Facebook group, and we were able to see not only the guys, we were able to get to meet the guys, but we were able to see so many other fans, and I thought that was really cool, and so many other people that we recognized just from scrolling on Facebook and making comments, and some of the folks that we saw as well at the Nateland finale. It was just, I mean, it was just a really good time.
Yeah, and
So
also
what?
Quinn was with Sharon. I met her, with Sharon because Sharon was there, and she gave like
Mm-hmm.
she had a little. We got there really early, so she had a box, a plastic box of like little sandwiches and stuff like that to give to the guys before the show. Um,
Wow.
and she's like, "It's comedy week. I'm just gonna be, So she went up to the front and she knew all the wagers at there, and she said, "Give this to the guys," And uh, so she had that there, and also I sat beside another person who subscribed because I was sitting there talking about this episode. Her name is Melissa, and she lives in Nashville there too, and she's just becoming a fan, of Nateland stuff, and lives like just down the street from downtown Nashville, which is, I guess, if you love city life, which I don't, but I like going there. But she's right where she wants to be because I'm like, if I were her, I would be completely broke in that town because I love music, I love comedy, and I love sports. Like I would go to everything. Why not?
And they
It's
will
all
take
there,
your money.
and they will take all my money, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll have no paycheck left. But going there, at least when it's 2 hours, you actually have to prepare and plan ahead to go to Nashville, to
Right.
do stuff. We can't. But yeah, but it
And
was fun meeting everybody.
If it wasn't on a Tuesday, I'd have done the drive like I did to see the guys last summer, but
Mm-hmm.
wasn't doing that for a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Amy, we're going to talk about if as long as the world keeps spinning, the Lord lets us live. Hopefully, we'll get to that episode at some point. I would be interested to hear your take on a Google cluster, though, if you ever get your hands on one.
You know
I
what?
don't.
I just found one on my desk the other day that was unopened, and I don't know if I got it on the cruise or where I got it. Even I don't even remember where I got it, but it's pretty good. I thought, I don't know if I've ever had one of these,
They're
but
fantastic.
it was pretty good. So I want to know what was the guy's response to Flat Amy?
Oh,
Oh,
they
they
thought it was
loved
great.
her.
Oh yeah,
They
it was
thought it was
Sean.
hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sean gave us some really good pointers too. He's just like, just keep doing what you're doing and just be yourself. I appreciate it. Like he was more than just like, he was, I wish he would give us a little bit more of a shout out. Maybe we will get a shout out on this one. They've been a little bit busy because from Nashville, they went down to Texas and they did, a episode down there in Texas, and then they did a live one which they haven't released yet. So I don't know when they're going to release that one. Maybe next week. That they're doing an episode with that one. So those guys have been super busy, but maybe we should just ping them again and say, hey, give us another shout out.
Well, I mean, I'm just happy I'm just happy that all the guys are supportive of it. I wouldn't
Yeah,
want to be I wouldn't want to be sitting here doing this or anything if the guys didn't like it or they weren't supportive of it or they didn't tell us to keep going. So I'm really
yeah.
it makes me feel really good to know. I mean, two people may watch this, but I know that Sean told me that I was doing a good job. So it just makes me feel all good inside.
Well, and
Yeah.
we haven't quite gotten there yet, but as far as comments, one of the comments on the Oreos episode was from some guy named Sean O'Brien, 9761, said, "Good
Yeah,
job, Hank, keep it up." So
yeah.
we'll go ahead and believe that that's our same Sean.
Oh, it is because he's commented on other. I know because commented that I saw him in comments with other stuff. They're starting to get active in the comment section,
Mm-hmm.
for YouTube
Good.
at least. I've noticed that like Greg has been in there. I've seen Tim, stuff like that. And, like I'm on a mission for the next episode. I did a little bit of research and I know it's kind of funny. It's kind of ironic, but I'm going to keep commenting on it with Coterie Club Podcast that Spanx be one of the things. So if Mr. Squirt Gun
Spanx?
Spanx, yes,
SPANX. Okay,
yes,
Spanx.
yep.
Got it.
Actually, it's got a good story to it. Some of these that you have to let the comedy kind of hit a little bit. Like this one has such a good storyline that it's kind of good, but some of them really don't have that great of a storyline.
Mhm.
And
Mm.
sometimes it's good to maybe have a little bit of something that they can work with. There's a lot that you can work with space. Come on.
Oh yeah.
It's got a lot of comic relief, and it's a good story, overall, the history of the brand. So
And if
I'm
they
just gonna
would
be
try it
commenting.
on for the podcast, I would pay. I make that a pay episode, and I will pay to watch it.
Paywall episode.
I do not think that that's going to happen.
No, but girl can have her comedy dreams.
Yeah, there you go. So, yep, that's my comment. Because if that one guy, like, what did he comment, like 70 times, something like that?
About the Super
Yeah,
Soaker.
the
Yeah,
Super
like,
Soaker.
come
Yeah.
on, that's he's consistent. If there's anything else, you can't blame the guy for being so consistent that Greg's like, you know what, we just have to do that because he's been commented on this for all these times. We got to fit this in. So
Yeah, we got to shut that guy up. Is probably what he was saying. But whatever.
yeah,
It was a good show.
whatever. It was. It's a great show. So, but we're talking about Legos today.
Yes.
That's our brand. And
It's interesting to me that adult Disney fans and adult Lego fans are both known as awful people.
is there any
Is
Venn
that not a
diagram
good
between
joke?
the
Is that not a good joke? I thought
Yes.
that was a good joke.
Yeah.
I say that as a person that's getting ready to go to Disney with my wife later on this week.
So there's a Venn
But
diagram that of those things combined.
Lego, Disney, all sorts of stuff. Yeah. So we've got a lot of, and
Crossover.
my family's big into all of that. Like I've got these Lego, which is not supposed to say Legos because it's not Legos, it's Lego.
There's Lego brick.
Lego bricks. Yes. Lego stands for play well, I think. Isn't that in Dutch?
Yes.
Correct?
Leg
Yes.
good.
The goot.
Mhm.
Is that
And I think
Denmark?
it's hysterical
It's
that
Denmark.
they won the naming competition for the brand that he started.
Yeah.
Well played, buddy. Well played.
Well,
He knew what he was doing.
it's a good brand.
Yep.
Something about Lego that my father-in-law has talked about a lot before, and something that I have noticed. You used to be able, and I think you can do this more now because I think people started to kind of talk about it. Um, when I was a kid, when y'all were kids, you didn't go buy Lego sets. You went and bought bulk boxes of Lego, and it was all different colors and all different sizes, and you were just supposed to dig into it and figure out what you could build.
Yep.
Then for a really long time after that, they started marketing these sets, which that's what I have a lot of to show to show tonight. They started marketing these sets where you got all of the pieces that you need to make this one very specific thing. And they stopped selling those bulk Lego anymore. But now it seems like you're starting to see more of the boxes of bulk Lego instead of just the sets all the time. And the Lego stores are humongous. I mean, if you ever go into one, they have just about anything and everything that you want to spend your money on if you want to take the time to build it.
And I kind of I didn't know that they were getting back to the kind of just packs of Legos. I kind of like that idea. I think it really promotes a lot more creativity, a lot more instead of just following the instructions. You just kind of have to figure out what to come up with and what to build. And I don't want to be a get off my lawn kind of person, but I feel like that's something that could really be brought back. That figuring stuff out and coming up with stuff on your own.
Depending on who you talk to in the play therapy world, they're very, very good for play therapy and also very, very bad for play therapy. They're great for like creativity and making the thing that you want to make, and you can turn them into whatever you want them to be. A lot of play therapists will tell you that if they have Lego in their playroom, kids will just play with the Lego and they'll never talk about anything. And so it kind of defeats the purpose of having it in a session, right? But anytime I have a kid come and see me and I break out the Lego, it's going to be a fun time most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my first Lego set, I'll just go back to that. It had a green base, I don't know what the size of it was, but I think it was like this big, and it
It's like
had
the 10 by 10 rectangle or like the 10 by 10
yes,
square,
and
right?
it had a Christmas tree or a green tree, and it had the square ones, the four pins or whatever you want to call
Four
those,
heads. Yeah.
four heads and six heads, and like there was like different colors, and so I would like build like a house or like like a fence or something like that with it. And but that's the only set that I've ever had, and that was in the 70s. So they've been around a while.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
I don't
Long
think they
time.
had a whole lot of, they definitely didn't have those. But like when I was in high school, like when my buddy got into it, like he had more like the sets where it was like,
mhm.
I think it was like Star Wars. I think he had
Oh,
some
yeah.
Star Wars stuff or like Storm and stuff like that. That's that had to be I didn't even find that in my research anywhere, like that progression from like, hey, here's just a like when did that actually happen? Like was it in the 80s? I think it may have been in the 80s. Like what, because it's, I mean it's morphed into much bigger now. Like you have to, like my buddy was telling me, his name is Aaron. He said like his son just wants one thing out of this whole set. And but you have to buy the whole set because he just wants his one character, but you have to
Really?
buy like the multiple, yeah. And so obviously that's how they make their money, because if you want to, if you, that one character probably would only be like maybe $30 or something like that, but if you want to buy the whole set, well, you're probably forking out a couple $100, I imagine.
Hmm.
So there is a store here in Bowling Green called Bricks and Minifigs that they specialize in minifigures. So they're a third party store. They're not owned by Lego,
Oh,
but
really?
they have a collection of like the minifigures. And
Mm.
obviously, the more rare it is, the more expensive it is. And you can go in there and say you're looking for a Mickey Mouse and you can get a Mickey Mouse, or you're looking for Rocket Man, like from the first Lego movie. Uh, he's probably in there. And that store does really, really, really good business. They do a lot of business on eBay, but they do a lot of business in their brick and mortar store as well. It says here, Nathan, that license that Star Wars was introduced in 1999, and that's when Lego
Okay.
pivoted into specific, highly collectible pop culture theme kits. Um,
And that's when Star Wars re-released the first three before the prequels came out. So that
before
was
they started with the prequels, that's right.
perfect
So
timing.
it just must have been just like something else that was, because I know he had like a lot of like, I don't
Kits.
know, kits or something, but it wasn't all intricate like these, like the new ones. Now I got for my daughters like I got like the yacht with uh one, like they put that all together. But what happened with all of the ones, and it was a really nice piece, and they put it all together, but then they busted all apart, and now it's like impossible to like put it back together again, because
Hmm.
they mixed in like this kit with that kit all into one thing. And so and they don't have the little instructions to even get back to where it
Hmm.
was. And so it was like, I forget, there's one that was like more designed for girls, uh that came out probably about,
Lego Friends.
yeah, that's it, Lego Friends.
I've got some Lego Friends behind me too.
Okay. So yeah, it was a couple of different ones that I got for the girls that they put together. But yeah, I mean, I don't, I'm not a, I would like to, like some of the stuff is like really cool, that I've seen, like the structural ones. To me that's more interesting to me to do like a, like the Eiffel Tower, or
Yeah.
Hmm.
stuff like that, because at the end of it, when I put it all together, I would probably just put it up on my, in my office here, you know,
Hmm.
as something, to give a little more to my office area. That's what I would.
It's too much like a puzzle to me, and I hate puzzles. I hate sitting trying to find the right piece and sticking it in the right spot and trying to find where this this very specific thing goes, and I'm not very good at seeing the big picture and things like that. So I can't spend much time doing it. It does help that every single Lego set now, if you buy one of the sets, it comes with a instruction book that gives you step-by-step instructions of this is where this is. You can grab it and put it on. So it's just a time commitment, but it bores me to death.
My husband, for Christmas, my kids got my husband, I don't think it was Lego brand because they couldn't find it, but ones that are the colors of our dog. So he's got probably, I don't know, a 1.5 foot tall Jack Russell Terriers that he's making
That's
with
cool.
two
That is
different
cool.
dog colors. But it's interesting, and he seems to enjoy it. It looks like a nightmare to me because most of them are white. Most of the dog is white, but he's having a good time and he's loving it. So I'm excited to see what they look like when they're done.
He's still working on them right now. He's not finished with them.
Now he started and he worked on it for a little while and he went on to another project and he'll be back, but it's we all have a little touch of ADHD in this house, so we kind of wander from project to project and then make our way back.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know what that's like.
You're right.
For
So
sure. I have several projects that I could, that I could probably do.
the joke I
Always.
always hear is that if a man says he's going to do something, he's going to do it, and there's no need to remind him every 6 months.
That's good.
That's good.
And that's
I
alongside of
resemble that remark.
that's alongside of if a woman says she'll be ready in 5 minutes, she'll be ready in 5 minutes. There's no need to call her every half hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we both have our quirks, but it's kind of how it goes. The dopamine hits and then it doesn't hit.
I have a thing
That's
about
true.
being early on time for stuff. So it's kind of ingrained in me a little bit.
Yeah, well, when you're military, you gotta if you
Yeah.
don't show up on time, you got a lot of other stuff to worry about.
Yeah. Well,
So
Mookie,
how
actually wearing this hat today because, I figured I I guess I sound okay because I'm wearing this hat because I figured, I have hats, and so I thought I could wear some on the pod, you know, go through my hat.
Yeah, that looks like a nice hat too.
Yeah,
That's a Navy hat, right?
yeah, it
Mhm.
is.
So,
Well, I mean,
is it
it's not a uniform hat. This
yeah.
is a this is I have uniform hats as well that I wear. This is just one that just has the anchor for the chief petty officer, and then it
Mm-hmm.
says, you know, so it's a
Snap back in the back. That's
snap.
cool.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's a Velcro
Mm-hmm.
the back, adjustable, and it's well worn. So I did take the little
Yeah.
thing off of there, but I have another one which I have a weird thing about taking the little stickers off of the hats. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I don't know why, but anyway, that's just my
I
thing.
I can't keep a hat with a sticker on it either. Some people wear them with a sticker on them. I just think it looks
I
tacky.
I don't know.
It's a
I keep.
holdover from the 90s when you're supposed to wear them with the tag still on them, and
Mm-hmm.
Is
that
that
was
what
all
that
cool.
is?
I don't
Okay.
know.
No,
I'm
she's
just
right.
making
It's
things
true.
up.
No, she's right. They went through this. There was this big style thing a while back where you got a hat straight from the store and you didn't do anything to it. You just put it on. You tried to keep it as new as possible. And that's where the flat bill came from. In the 90s, every bill was curved. Like the more your bill
Yes.
was curved, the better your hat was. But
Yes.
in the
And the tattered.
2000s, yeah, in the 2000s, and in the 2000s, people started keeping the flat bill because a lot of hats, most hats used to come flat bill. They didn't come with an already curved bill. You had to curve it yourself. But in the 2000s, that idea of trying to keep things new made people want to keep stickers on them and keep the flat bill on it and everything like that. And I just always thought it looked gross, but people still wear them like that.
Right? That's the same thing they do with the shoes that they don't want to crease. I mean, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
buying shoes, I'm buying shoes to wear them, not to show them off.
And they walk and people walk like penguins when they're
Yes.
trying not to crease their shoes. They
Oh
waddle so that they don't bend their feet.
And it makes you want to just tip them over, doesn't it?
yeah. That's crazy.
No? Maybe that's just my intrusive thoughts.
Y'all want to look at some Legos, or do we have some more stuff to talk about?
Well, I wanted to talk about one more thing that I don't know that they didn't talk about on this, and I found this. There is a working, and I'm gonna put a picture up because I found this. There's a working Lego grand piano.
Really?
Yes.
That's extremely
And you
cool.
can play it.
And it's playable. And it's like,
Oh,
yeah, um, it is. I was doing some research on that, and I wanted to have something that they didn't bring up, something they didn't talk about, and something that was like completely unique. Because everybody knows about the Millennium Falcon, the huge thing, all that kind of stuff. And if you don't, you can look at it and see it because it's the most expensive thing out there. But I think this is up there with it. I think the cost of it is close to $1,000 as well. Um,
Interesting.
and so, I mean, to me, that's about the wildest thing that I could think of to have, a working grand piano.
right.
Um, and I think it's like electronic, I believe, but the keys actually work and everything. It has a little bench too, stuff. So, um, yeah,
I'm seeing a couple here for $400.
is it 400?
There's one for
Yeah,
there's one for $400 on Lego.com.
yeah, that's where you can find it. You can find it on Lego.com. Is exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
The one thing before we get away from the actual pod is that what are we 8 episodes in, and Tim already kind of broke the rule that Greg said about no,
Oh
if you
yes.
stack Legos, blah blah blah.
Right.
But Tim did a pretty decent job in massaging that presentation. That Greg was like, I'm kind of okay with that because it was one Lego brick can support 375,000 others before buckling,
hmm
Yeah.
and that would
So it
be
was like
2.17 miles high.
yeah.
Yes.
And so I just kind of thought it was entertaining that Tim kind of decided to dig in with that fun fact that Greg didn't want.
And I did like Greg's joke too about, they had a fun run. They figured this out. They had a fun run. They stretched out the Legos 2.25 miles and then tried to stand them all up after the fun run. That was a funny joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a couple of good ones. The Auld Lang Syne. I
Oh
think
yeah.
this was one of the first ones, or first or second ones, where we hear Greg comment on a woman's looks.
Oh yeah. No,
I've
he definitely
started keeping
talked
track
about
of that after somebody brought it up later episodes.
hmm
So,
and the love of his life, Cheryl, that's married with
mhm.
kids and happy.
Very
Poor
attractive
Greg.
lady.
Very attractive lady, Greg. It's okay to say that she's attractive, along with other that are attractive as well. All
Right.
right.
We should
You
bring
have a
it
right to
back.
say that.
We should start a movement. Bring back complimentary Greg.
Complimentary
Yes.
Greg.
Yes.
Greg, it's okay.
I'm not a fan. I'm not as much of a fan of shell shock Greg. Afraid to say anything, Greg. I like Greg shooting from the hip.
And another thing that I wanted to bring up that they didn't bring up, but there was a there was a show on TV with the voice of Batman in Lego movie Batman, which is wild at how much money that grossed. Uh,
hmm
Probably the most craziest thing, 58 million or something like that. That's just
Yeah,
Will
I
Arnett.
was a part. Yep, I was a part of that. I went and saw that in theaters.
Will Arnett hosted that
Took my
show,
kids.
Lego Masters, and that is an AFOL. Just that's straight up like we don't even like know because you have to be an adult to even you have to have like the best design to win
hmm
like the grand prize was like $100,000. He did it for like 6 seasons, and then Will Arnett or Nick Cannon also was a was a
I was
next one that did the after Will Arnett did it. for 6 seasons. So I think it fizzled out after that because I think it was more the fact I think Will Arnett really carried that with being the voice of Lego Batman. So
Yeah, I watched that. I watched that first couple of seasons of that show. Me and Mariah watched it.
did you?
Hmm.
I never watched it, but I just knew about it. But I did like the bad. I'm calling it Bad Batch because the 3-digit code it's in the inside of the Lego. I don't know. That's my thought on it. Is like because they were talking about there was like so few bricks that actually have any issues or problems with, except for the brown ones, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
uh, but there's a 3-digit code on there, and that's the first thing that I thought of when they were talking about that was they went because they were talking about that one guy that he's the one that's causing all those issues with the Legos. I said, well, it's just a bad batch. That's all it was. So that's all. I thought those were things that maybe they didn't bring up that are kind of cool or interesting. Not if you fold a piece of paper, how many times does it take before you get to the moon? Hey, that's
Oh, let's not talk about
different,
that.
different episode,
Different
not
podcast.
different
Different
podcast. We're
podcast.
not on that one, but yes, I did actually find some of those fun facts about Legos. I'm like, come on, people, that's not a fun fact. We don't call that fun. We call that math. So,
Right.
and I'm not into it,
Yeah.
but
I
that's all I
also
had.
found like it was kind of funny that Greg decided he was going to have a clipboard for the notes. Something he's going to implement, something he's going to keep doing. I don't think he did it again.
And the clipboard continued to age the longer they talked about it. Oh, you got a clipboard, Rick? Is that a new clipboard? Oh, it's fairly new. That's fairly new. How long have you had it? Oh, I've had it about, I just found it. It was at my house. I just found it. When do you
Probably
think
got it
you
at
got it?
Staples.
I got it at Staples and may have been 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago. Maybe, I don't know.
Right?
The legend of the clipboard just continues to stack on top of each other.
Almost like Legos.
There you
almost
go.
almost like a Lego.
Yes,
Probably went about 2.17 miles too.
yes.
Yeah, I
Nigh
thought that was
impossible to actually do that. Same.
right. Right. And then I thought that there was the little nugget was interesting. Lego is the biggest producer of tires in the world,
Oh yeah.
which I think that's a little bit of a stretch, but still kind of cool.
Were we talking about that, or was I talking about that with somebody else? I was talking with somebody, and it was the dumbest conversation I've ever been a part of, unless it was with you guys, and then it was very interesting. Um, but it was like, what do you think there are more of in the world? Do you think that there are more doors in the world, or do you think that there are more wheels in the world? And so, how do you figure out what is a door? How do you define a door? Are we talking about Lego doors? We got to put those. We got to bring those into practice. Talking about donkey doors, does that count as a door? That or do you think that there's
Outdoors.
more doors or there's more wheels in the world? And I have to believe that there are more wheels in the world, especially if you start talking about Lego wheels, because those things are everywhere. I step on one on a weekly basis.
Right?
I think Legos can become basically a hazard for most parents of young children because they tip and it's supposed to be like not the most annoying thing like on the scale. Like if you I took one of those tests one time and they said that like stepping on Legos was not a annoying thing, but I would have to venture to say that to me that would be especially if you caught one on the side of the Lego. I can't think of any, like to me
And in the middle of the
that's
night
in
when
the
you
middle.
can't
Well, that's when it
respond and
happens.
in the
That's when it
dark.
happens. I mean, that's
It's
the
pretty
only
bad.
time
It's
that
not
that
fun.
happens. No.
There was a list out. I mean, it was when my kids were little, but it was basically there's a tongue-in-cheek list about top 10 things you should do before you have kids. And one of them is tell everybody you know all about how they're raising their children wrong because it's the last time you're ever going to know everything about children. And
There
then
you go.
it goes on.
True
And
enough.
one of them is to practice walking barefoot on Legos without making any noise because your kids are probably going to be asleep. And the little or parentheses afterwards said something about if you don't have Legos, thumbtacks will work the same. And
That's
pretty
accurate.
accurate because when
That's
you're not
accurate.
expecting it, it feels exactly the same.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're also, I find it interesting that, there's such a kid thing. They're maybe less surprised that there are so many adult fans because those can become projectiles. I mean, anything can be a projectile, but those Legos are sharp little projectiles when you have little kids that are just, going to want to throw things.
When it's going into a bare foot, you feel it.
Mhm.
They don't
And I,
hurt so much when they're throwing them at you because they're pretty light, unless they have a big glob of them, and then it's like a baseball.
hate baseball with a bunch of thumbtacks in it,
Mm-hmm.
but but yeah, having two boys, you know, my first two were
Anything can
boys.
be a projectile for boys. Come on now.
Exactly. Every toy I would pick up, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to imagine this flying across the room. And nope, we're not buying this one. This flying across the room, okay, that might be okay.
So Beyblades were out in your house.
Correct. I don't think they
The
were
metal
quite in
ones,
that
the little
window.
metal ones. Woo.
Yeah, I don't think they were in that window for those to be popular. But tech decks, those little,
Tech deck,
um,
yeah.
yeah, those little skateboards, yeah, those were
Mm-hmm.
some, and those Thomas trains. Holy cow, those were some.
Bop, 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 and then it hits you
Those
in the
were some
face.
substantial toys, and they could
Yeah.
hurt too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well,
So
well, I mean, but I don't know about your boys, but I'm sure that every boy loves to play war. So
mhm.
that's just, I don't know, it's part of it.
But
And
not the
that's
thing with
actually,
Legos because they didn't have any war toys.
yeah, but you could still use it as carrying other things, like your soldiers from your little green soldiers.
Hmm.
Like listen, there's ways around everything. Even though they don't support war, I can tell you from personal experience that they've been used in doing
Oh yeah.
war.
Well, if kids
Absolutely.
can make, what, didn't some kid get in trouble for making a Pop Tart look like a gun? I mean, boys can, kids will do
I mean, I used to whittle,
whatever.
including just like they're talking about whittling. I mean, whittling is just, um, that's a
Making the
lost
stick a
art.
smaller stick.
Make it a stick into a smaller stick, yes, but it also can, you can do a little bit with that with a knife and a good piece of wood, though. Make it look,
Oh yeah.
you know.
If I had the patience, I think it would be fascinating. I don't.
Well, I did when I was a kid, but not anymore. But my buddy actually told me that he's a roadie sometimes, the same one he worked for Lego. They did a pop-up event. I don't know if you've ever heard of those or not, but they came in and they had a Lego event. Like, they have the Legoland stores and they have all that. But in other areas where they don't have like Legoland stores, or whatever, they just do a pop-up event and it's all about Legos. And
Mm-hmm.
and so they advertise it. People come in there, of course, to check out their Lego land or whatever, and that's what they do. In other areas where there is no Lego land area there. So I never
There's
heard of
When
a,
that before.
I think it's called Brick World, is something that happens here in Indy that people will come and show their huge Lego displays and extremely cool. And
and
I've
when
seen a,
Dan when
good,
go no, you're fine. Go ahead.
I saw a video somewhere on the internet of one of those events, and some kid whose parents needed to have a tranquilizer dart just as much as the kid just comes in and barrels through and knocks down somebody's huge Lego thing. That I thought, oh, that feral kid needs something, but it needs a parent is what it needed. But
Tranquilizer gun.
hmm,
Tranquilizer gun.
yes, need some sort of trank dart or something. But man, that just, you could just see the guy's face that had been building it or that had built it. It just
Oh
his
yeah.
face.
Hours upon hours.
But yeah, because people really love these and they really get enjoyment out of it. Yeah. You don't that some kids need to be unleashed. Saying,
Hmm.
but
Well, there's Legoland too. I don't know. There's one out. I've never been to one. Have you been to a Legoland? Since you're a big fan there, Mookie.
No, no. It seems like every time we go to Orlando, we're either going to go to Disney World or Universal, and we don't go to Universal very much. My wife loves to go to Disney, so it's hard to say let's go to Orlando and go somewhere that's not Disney. But I've known people that have gone to Legoland in Orlando, and they really, really liked it.
Hmm.
They have a hotel that's right across the street from the park, and you just can leave the hotel and walk into the park. And they got a bunch of roller coasters. They got obviously a bunch of gift shops, all sorts of Lego themed stuff.
Right.
People who are humongous fans of Lego, they really, really enjoy that.
Hmm. That's cool.
and Lego is really leaned into the whole cross marketing bit. I mean, I know that
Hmm.
there are the Harry Potter ones, and I know there are
Yeah.
just some great licensing deals. That's so smart.
There's more Lego people than there is on the world. There's my fun fact for today.
Well, there you go.
That's
Mhm.
interesting.
Yeah.
More Lego people than human people in the world.
Yep. Yep.
Hmm. Thinking about that, I think would really like them to do Weebles for a brand.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Absolutely. Those little egg people were all over my house.
Yeah.
Anyway,
People.
squirrel.
Squirrel.
So I thought it was interesting about the brown Legos too, that they
Yeah.
just couldn't quite figure those out.
It's like red dye 40, but I don't know. It's not good for you.
Brown dye
Brown
Lego,
dye Lego, not good for the structural integrity of a Lego.
right? Right.
I don't know if I
I
ever
do
had
like
any brown Legos.
I do like hearing some of their random personal stories and hearing about Gus in the pool, and
The Gus and
kind of fun to get to know Gus through some of these stories.
yeah.
And if you've heard any of Sean's stand up, he has a good little bit about Gus too,
Yes, he's a size of a miniature horse.
right?
Yeah, he talked about Gus and his Nate Land Presents or Nate Land Live or whatever it was
Yeah.
on YouTube that he did.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
he said the two breeds. He goes, "Why didn't you just tell me he's part giraffe? That's all I
Hmm.
really needed to know."
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So those are kind
Shall
of
we
fun.
shall we get into let's show what you got there, Mookie, for
Sure,
Legos.
yeah. So speaking of the cross promotionalism, if that's even a word, or like I've got a lot of different I've got some Lego sets. A lot of them are Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and my son's also a huge Star Wars fan. But we've got some Disney, we've got some Harry Potter, we've got some Wicked, and obviously some Star Wars. The first one I want to show you, this guy's kind of doing not so good right now, but this is Stitch. Um, Stitch actually fell off the desk the other day, and
Oh,
he's missing some pieces because I was cleaning the house and I bumped the desk too hard and he fell off. But he's mostly intact. So I wanted to show you guys him. He's pretty cool.
When you
Start
put
with
those when you put those together, Mookie, do you like glue them so they stay
no,
together?
no, I don't glue them. And my son doesn't glue them either. We try to not glue them. So that they can be taken apart or they can be moved easier. But see, like this guy, like this right here, this is an Ahsoka Tano B-wing. It's got some minifigures on the top. I don't know if you can see that. My
yeah.
camera will show it. So there's Ahsoka Tano and Sabine Wren right here. And then there's an Inquisitor on this side. And see, this piece on the back rotates. So this that
That's
that
cool.
that
Wow.
cockpit is stationary, but these pieces. So if you glued that, you'd never be able to get that action out of it. And this lifts up right here. And there's a little guy in there. Um, So this is one of the Star Wars ones, and these are the ones that if I drop, my son is absolutely going to kill me. This is this is a what did that little this one had a little minifigure with it as well, but this is supposed to be an art school that my daughter put together. This is one of the Lego Friends, and it's showing up blurry. I think it's because of the way I've got my camera set up, but this is an art studio, so it's got all these cool pieces on it and all the inside, and you can play with that. This is Galinda, not Glinda, Galinda from Wicked on her little boat. And I thought I had another piece from Wicked as well that my daughter made, but maybe I didn't grab that one. Here is a Piranha Plant from Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, hey, I know that.
He's really cool. He pops up out of there, so you can lift him out and move in a little pipe that he sits down in. He opens up, and he's got, as you see, his tongue there. So he's got this action like that. So everything's on hinges. The leaves fold down. My son really likes this one. This sits on his nightstand.
I would have called that a Little Shop of Horrors one.
Little Shop of Horrors. It's a Piranha Plant. Harry Potter. We're big Harry Potter fans too. This is Dobby, the Free Elf. He's not wearing his socks or his. Well, I guess this is supposed to be his smock that he's wearing here. But Dobby is a free elf. His feet move freely. His arms move, and his ears wiggle. So he's pretty cool. Wow. Getting into a couple of the more intricate ones. This is a Star Wars droid by the name of BD1. His head kind of bobbles like that as well, and his legs move. This is actually from a Star Wars video game called Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and also Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Disney's actually adding these type droids to Galaxy's Edge at Disney World because they've gotten so popular. But he's got a little antenna here, and in the game, he sits on your shoulder and he rides around with you. But obviously, the Lego's not going to sit there. But his head extends, and I don't want to extend it too much or move it too much around because, like I said, if I break it, my son is going to be really, really upset. But the feet move back and forth. And this was just a really intricate build. He's really proud of this one. A lot of effort went into that. I just
How old's your son?
Flap off. He is 15. He'll be 16 in June.
Yeah, that definitely is somebody that's like that would be for definitely ages 10 and up on that one. Like, you know.
Right. And you mentioned
the Millennium on there.
You mentioned Millennium Falcon earlier. We don't have big Millennium Falcon money.
It's only $1,000. Come on.
But
you have throwaway walk money though.
That's right.
Throwaway walk money. We do have small Millennium Falcon money, and this is actually a reverse Millennium Falcon. So a while back, Disney came out with this series of what would it be, what would the story look like if everything was reversed? Like, well, what if Luke was a Sith Lord? And what if Han Solo was a bad guy? So this is what the reverse Millennium Falcon would look like. It's all black. It does open up, and there's lots of minifigures in here. This is I think this is Darth Luke Skywalker here. If I can get him into the camera. And he just kind of chills inside of here. This whole thing opens up, and there's a whole world inside of this thing. And my son is so very, very proud of it. I'll try to open it up a little bit and give y'all a look inside if I can. These hinges open up. There's a little guy sitting in there. So all of that opens up on the back like that, and there's a whole little world sitting in there. These flaps open up. Here's a little Darth Jar Jar Binks. You'll see that.
Nice.
Nice.
So this is little Darth Jar Jar Binks. So
Yeah, I don't know.
the
Some
whole
people would tell you that that one was evil to begin with.
yeah, some people have that theory that Jar Jar's always been evil. But yep, he's really proud of this one. Really proud of this build. And he just loves it, and he loves
Nice.
sitting in with Lego and tucking into it. Like I said, too much of a puzzle to me. This was his birthday present one year. The only thing he wanted for his birthday was this dark Millennium Falcon, and so we made sure we got it for him.
You know what I think would be a great crossover for Lego to do would be Spaceballs.
Baseballs would be fantastic.
Since the new one came out.
Oh, did it? I didn't hear about that.
Or it's supposed to come out soon.
Oh, okay.
It's coming.
But they did a second
Yeah,
one, I
it's
know
coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. I know they're filming it right now.
Oh,
That'd
are
be
they?
great if they do a Nateland Lego set, wouldn't it?
It would be great.
Yeah.
Get a little consumers set. I think you can have specific ones made, can you?
You can. You can do anything
really?
if you have enough money.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, let's work on monetizing this podcast before we, start throwing money.
There you
Legos.
go. That's right. Though I do have a sponsor, which I'm gonna be inserted into this. So
Nice.
just to help just to help with, if somebody wants to be a part of it. I'm just gonna do a separate video from this. Y'all don't have to listen to me jibber jabber about that. So I'll do it right now. Cut in. So yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, we're back. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, it's a cool episode. I like it. I was laughing at the guys, I've actually become adept at using chopsticks. I just wanted to do that for the record, that I actually, as a southpaw, it is a little bit challenging, I think, to do this. But my wife has taught me how to do chopsticks, and so I now feel pretty adept at chopsticks. So I'll give myself a pat on the back for that one. I don't just
Congratulations. We're so proud of you.
I know, like, I don't use the one stick method, like Sean did. So
yeah, my daughter is Korean, and she is very adept at using chopsticks, and I feel like a bad adoptive mom that I still can't use them. I'm all about fork.
Well, they always offer it, if you ever go to those restaurants.
Oh yeah, when we're hibachi fans, we love to go, and she'll sit there and eat with her chopsticks, and the rest of us white folks are sitting there with our fork, and just as happy.
Yeah. I was just trying to think back of anything else that I wanted to talk. Well, that was the chopsticks. That was like my one thing that I was like,
I didn't even remember the chopsticks coming up, or vaguely. I just watched it again yesterday, but
yeah,
I didn't remember that part of the conversation.
Yep, his use of one chopstick to pick things up. It could be. I mean, it's just you just spearing things.
Right. That's, if he gets a knife, he could whittle that down to really be a good skewer.
There you go. Nice.
And circle back.
There you go.
Do we want to do some comments?
Yeah, let's do comments before we do the hat corner.
Yeah, we didn't. I couldn't remember the last one we had comments about. So I went back to episode 3.
Most of them were from episode 1, which is the first one we did with what was the first one?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, Dunkin'.
Yeah, I didn't go back that far. I just went to ones that I didn't think we had done yet. So we only had one on White Castle, which Wood Duck 635 was lamenting with you, Mookie, about not knowing about the salmon shirt. And wanting to hear it in person.
Still haven't heard that bit. Still haven't heard it.
Because I feel so ostracized. It's like grade school all over again.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's funny that Wood Duck is.
I feel you would
commenting when we're talking about Legos, like you're talking about him as Wood Duck, because that was the thing that
the wooden duck. Yep.
The wooden duck. Look at
Mhm.
that.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, those wood ducks that are actually very highly sought after. People want to know the wood ducks, but not the ones with two coats of lacquer. You got to have three. So,
Mhm.
Right.
so anyway,
I tell
sorry.
you what, those Jeep ducks would be an interesting brand too to do. Now that you said duck. Episode 4 was, what did we do for episode 4? Um, episode 4, oh, was Southwest. We had 0 comments on that one. So then episode 5, uh, Mookie 2619. Do we know that guy?
Yeah, that would be me.
Yeah, that was your favorite episode at that point. Sean said, "Good job, gang. Keep it up." And Melissa J 7976 said, "Crater Nathan." But I feel like not liking peanut butter at all is preferred to just not choosing Jif. So there's that. So that was the Oreo episode where we outed Nathan as a peanut butter hater.
Still my
Yeah.
favorite episode. There was a point in that episode where we just stopped doing the episode and just were eating Oreos, and that was fantastic.
Those
I would
were
agree
yummy and
with
they
that.
jiffed quite well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would say is not being a peanut butter fan, where does that rank to the being an Android user? I mean, mm, we can let the listeners kind of decide that, but
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be a good question. Yeah.
Android
Which is better?
user, peanut butter hater, uh, person that cuts in front of you in a construction zone when they've known for a mile that they were supposed to get over. That person probably down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do have a thing about people that don't know how to use their blinkers in their vehicles. And I'm trying to work a bit up about this. And so I'm just going to workshop that since you brought that up, Mookie, um, because it just grinds my gears. And so if something ticks you off, then there has to be some humor in it. And so
Oh yeah.
I want to say that maybe in certain vehicles they forgot to install blinker the blinker fluid gauge. Maybe that was not on there.
I always used to say
Okay,
that must have been an option on that car.
the
Must have been an
blinker
option you
fluid
didn't buy.
gauge.
No,
Yeah.
no, just the blinkers at
Oh,
all was an
okay.
option that somebody didn't buy.
Well, you can run out of blinker fluid though. It's
Right.
okay. So
Right.
so anyway, that's all I got from that. That's as far
Now,
as I workshop that. So if anybody wants to say that's
oh,
bad, then I'm okay with that because I don't think that's very good.
now there is a method of merging that they call it the zipper method. That's
The
supposed to
zipper
be
method.
quicker
Yes.
when
Yes,
you
That's
it
the
is.
go,
most ideal method for.
Mhm.
but nobody knows it except for the one guy that drives all the way up and ticks everybody off by trying to get in. But if
Yeah,
everybody went, then you could do the zipper method and it would be smoother.
That's very
yeah.
true.
So it's interesting that how that handles. But I would probably put those right there with the people who don't return carts too. They are much
Oh
maligned
well,
people.
I don't know. Returning carts, I have a greater hatred for. Yes, I said that word, hatred for those.
Welcome
I
to the
really do.
complainers, ladies and gentlemen. Give us the next
Yeah.
10 minutes.
No, seriously. I I but I do something about it though. Like I just the other day I was in Walmart and I parked and there was a cart right in front of my car. And I said, "Well, I guess that's my cart for today." And
Hmm.
so
Yeah, I'll try
I
to.
just wheeled
If
it back in. I said, "You know what? If they're not going to do it, then I'll just do it because
mhm.
uh, you know, they don't
And see,
Walmart doesn't really employ enough people outside to do that, or they just don't care because they don't get paid jack squat. That probably really is it. So they really don't care. But I care
but the
about my
non-cart returners are heavily maligned people. And as somebody who despises returning carts, it's a very difficult thing for me. I hate returning carts. And there's no good reason. I do it, but I hate it. So it's really really twofold for me. It's difficult. But I do have an issue while we're complaining with no cart corrals near the handicap spots, which is
That's
because
legit.
some
I
because
have
so
no
many
problem
people
with one that's in the if there's a cart at the handicap, I'm not mad at that at all.
right, because so many people use them for support, and so if they're going to take them
Yes.
back, how are they going to walk back to their car? So
Yeah.
I've always thought there need to be cart corrals closer to there. But I'll step down off my pedestal now, my soapbox. All right,
Oh
let's
yeah.
hear about
No.
hats.
Yeah, let's talk about hats, Mookie. I'm
Let's
wearing my
talk
hat
about
today.
hats. So you're wearing your hat today. I'm wearing my hat today. This is a hat that is actually one that you probably can't buy. This is a Kentucky High School Athletic Association hat. It says state championship on it somewhere. Right over
I
here.
see
I
it
got
right
this.
there.
Yeah, I see
Yep,
that.
I got this hat last year at the lacrosse state championships when I went up there to watch some kids play lacrosse. Had a good time. Just a trucker hat, very similar to the one that the guys like to wear a lot of times. Greg, always wearing a trucker hat. Most of the time, it's a barbecue joint. Does not disappoint this time either. Grayscale, two different types of gray trucker hat. This was for Martin's Barbecue. Martin's Barbecue has 9 different locations across Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, and South Carolina. As much as I like barbecue, I've never been to a Martin's Barbecue, so I'll try to find one because they should be all around me, and they're not all around Greg Warren, but he travels a whole lot more than I do. But obviously, his hat was really nice, very very much his style. It's what he's always wearing. Um, Sean wearing a hat today, fantastic. Always love it when Sean wears hats because he's the one that doesn't wear a hat. Greg and Tim always wear hats. Sean sometimes a wild card doesn't wear a hat. He's wearing a hat today. It's grayscale Bob and Tom hat. Rest in peace,
Rest in peace
Bob.
for sure. Yeah.
Kavoyan.
Kevoian, I believe is the way that it's
Everyone.
pronounced.
Yep.
I don't know how
Kavoyan.
the Kevoian. Yeah. Greg made a the day that he passed away. I don't know if y'all saw it on Greg's page, but Greg had a
Yes.
very heartfelt tribute to him because I know that Bob and Tom Show's been a big part of his career, and Bob was a big part of his career. So,
And Bob lives right around the corner from me. Well, Bob's family lives, his
mhm.
house is right around the corner from my house.
Really? Oh
And
wow.
I live just up the road from where Pat McAfee does his show too.
Oh really?
Uh,
Oh yeah, I volunteered at that church. It used to be a church, and I did a
Huh.
couple of elections at that church before it became the Thunderdome. So yeah, but yeah, Bob's family is right near me.
Yeah.
well, that show's obviously been very influential in a lot of stand-up comedians' lives. So, um, rest in peace to Bob there. Tim's hat, really cool. Tim has the best style choice for hats among the 3 guys. He's wearing a fitted new era white with a blue bill North Melbourne Kangaroos hat. The North Melbourne Kangaroos is an Aussie rules football team, professional Aussie rules football team in Melbourne, Australia. Aussie rules football is very similar to rugby, but it's also very different in the fact that rugby is played on a rectangular field that looks like a soccer field on a football field. Aussie rules football is played on an oval, a lot like a cricket match field that they play on. It's all about getting touches, getting the ball touched into the end zone.
Hmm.
I looked up a lot of different rules because I'm a nerd, because I'm a football official. So I always like to look that kind of I like to look that kind of stuff up. But such a cool hat. I started looking when I started looking to see who that hat was for. I was Googling minor league baseball teams because that was the first thing that I thought of, but nothing was coming up. The only thing that was coming up was that a minor league baseball team in South Carolina had a live baby kangaroo at their game one time that people were able to pet, which is like, that's not what this is. I know that's not what this is. But I finally put it through Google Lens, and that's what I found out. The North Melbourne Kangaroos of the Aussie Rules Football League in Melbourne, Australia. So such a cool hat.
I wonder where he picked that up then.
Maybe he's been to Australia. I don't know.
I
You'd have to
that's
ask him.
I know that'd be a good question to ask him now that you brought that up. Hey, Tim, where did you pick that up at, man?
He's very
Like
well
that's
traveled as a
yeah.
comedian and as a musician. Very well traveled. Sure, he spent some time in Australia.
they do like American rock and roll down there in
Hmm.
Australia. They are fans of it. So maybe that's
I was
maybe that's.
wondering if did Greg go down with Nate when he did his Australia shows? I wonder if Greg got it
Oh,
for
I don't
him.
know. That'd be a good question. Yeah, because he didn't go to Australia with this one, but that was his previous show, his
Hmm.
previous set that he went down to Australia with, I think, or maybe it's been a while since he's been to Australia. He's been kind of focusing in the United States here with
Right.
this tour. He did do Europe, but speaking of the guys, though, did you see that it's not going to be for quite a few months, but Sean and Tim are going to be doing a set over in at the lab in October.
Hmm. It's going to be in
Yeah,
October. Bowers is going to be there as well.
and Kevin
That'll be a
Bowers
fun
is going to be.
time.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's going to be on a
Yep.
Sunday too. There, you know,
I
so
might have to make that drive.
yeah, so that's well in advance. So they're kind of focusing more on Missouri. So yeah,
Hmm.
they just posted that on the well, somebody posted it for them on Facebook page. So
Yeah, I
they
saw
didn't
that.
post
I
it.
saw that poster today.
Tell you
Yeah,
what, I'd be it's closer for me to go to Missouri than it is to
is it?
yeah.
Yeah, they
St.
do a
Louis is
couple.
only about 3 or 4 hours from here.
Yeah, there's. I think they're going to have one. They're going to have probably a couple of them out. I mean, they're there a lot though. I mean, they do a lot
Yeah.
more sets there than they do in other places. But that'd be pretty cool to see them.
Yeah.
You know, Nashville. I know I'll try to make it there for that one. So you know, support the guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My husband's
So,
talking about making a trip down to Nashville because he's got got a lot of history nerdery. And so he's like, hey, if you have a reason to go down there, maybe we can make a bigger trip of it. So maybe we'll do that.
well, I'm going to Nashville this weekend. So this next weekend. So.
Going to get a goo goo while you're down there? Head to the goo goo cluster store?
Oh, you know, that would be so cool. I would really actually I would like to make my own, do the thing that they do.
Hmm.
Mhm.
You know, that's the part that's good, you know,
Make
to me.
it
It's like,
hand dipped.
yeah, I gotta have it hand dip. Just the other day I said, speaking of that, and we'll wrap this up, I said, well, I'm gonna make some hamburgers. So there you go.
There
I don't
you
know why
go.
that struck me as funny, but it did. So well, I think
Yeah,
that's about it.
I tell my kids I am here to entertain myself, and any enjoyment they get out of it is a bonus. But I'm here for me.
Well, we're doing each one of these episodes one brick at a time. That's what we're doing here, folks. So
Right?
anyway, Legos is in the books. So hey guys, thanks for if you guys want to do comments, you can comment on the episode. We'll obviously read them. Amy has her comment section. Mookie has his cap ball cap section, and you can also email us as well at Coterie Club Podcast at gmail.com. I'm going to put that down below, and you can email us as well. The only people that email right now is me because I just send my notes there for ideas about the podcast. But we appreciate all those who've been watching, and thanks so much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed right now, then what are you doing? Like, you're like, come on, let's subscribe. Just
All the
for
cool kids are
Mookie's.
doing it,
I know Mookie's.
All the cool kids are doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. So y'all have a good night. We'll see you next time.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Go Cubs.